Hey everyone, my name is Jeff St Laurent and this is the Tuesday live show. And today we've got an interesting topic. It's a quick topic and it's called When Pigs Fly, a lesson behind your story. Before I get into this, I do record all of these Tuesday live shows and then I put them in my university on my website at sellingcoaching.com. I help coaches transition to a full-time business. So please check out all my great resources there because I know they're going to help you. And if you're looking for a place to start, right on the homepage of sellingcoaching.com, there's a place where you can enter your name and email, and that's going to give you instant access to this resource called Launching Your Full-Time Coaching Business, Your First 3 Vital Steps. So when you enter your name and email address, not only will you actually get instant access to that, it's an audio training course, but it's also going to put you in my email community, and that's going to give you an opportunity to not only get emails from me on a regular basis each week, which I can provide some great information in there, obviously as I help coaches transition to a full-time business, but it's also going to enable you to see how I stay in touch with my community using email, which is a vital, vital way for you to be able to do that with yourself and your audience as you grow your own coaching business. So today, this is a quick topic, and the topic today is I feel like is highlighting and reinforcing what I shared on my show last week, where I was kind of talking about, the title of it was Doing Business Without a Niche. And in there, I shared essentially how you can do business without a niche, but through your story. And I went to Old Orchard Beach this weekend, and I bought some bread. And there's this bread here called When Pigs Fly. I don't know if you can see this or not. When Pigs Fly. And there's a pig on it. And it's all natural, and it's baked fresh daily, and this company is actually up in Maine. And bakeries like bread are a dime a dozen, right? And everyone sells bread. And there's some good bread out there and there's some bad bread out there, right? And so the thing about When Pigs Fly is it's got a really interesting name, right? When Pigs Fly. And it doesn't even make any sense, to me anyways. But all I know is it caught my attention one time, and this is like a year ago when I found that. And so we bought it, and it's not cheap. I mean, this is half eaten, so it's, I don't know, it's 1 pound, 4 ounces, right? Call it an average weight. But this is like $7. No, it's almost $6. So I guess for fresh bread, it's not too bad. But anyways, it didn't make any sense. But I bought it, and it was awesome. Like this oat and honey bread, like you toast it with some butter. Oh my God, I'm drooling thinking about it. But the point is I never really thought too much about it other than it was really good bread. And I thought it was a cool brand, but I really didn't know what it meant. And as a lot of local companies do these days, as even not only local companies, but larger companies as well, they write their story, why they do what they do. Like anyone that mentors with me, if you go to like sellingcoaching.com in the About section, you'll see why I do what I do. Any of the people I've mentored, you go to their About section, it's why they do what they do. Lead with your story, right? So on the back of this, as you would imagine, is their story. And I'm actually going to take a moment to read this to you because it's going to reinforce the whole point of why I'm doing the show today, right? And it's not very long, and you can time me if you want to time this, right? But anyways, it says, what's in a name? When I was little, we would make daily trips to our local bakery. The wonderful aroma of fresh bread would make my mouth water. We would always get a loaf of rye to bring home and a loaf of cinnamon raisin to eat on the ride home. Being a chef by trade and living in Maine, where we had no fresh bread, I decided to pursue my passion. I only needed to persuade my doubting friends and family that starting a bakery was a good idea. It was difficult and scary to break out of my daily work routine to pursue a dream that had an unknown outcome. The name When Pigs Fly means, quote, I doubt it's possible. And that's why it was the perfect name for my bakery. That was from the CEO and owner, Ron. Now, when I read that this weekend, I was like, wow, it gave meaning not only to the name When Pigs Fly, but it made sense because I doubt it's possible. Can pigs fly? No, they can't. What are the odds of this guy, Ron, opening up his own bakery and succeeding? The odds aren't in his favor, but he did. And he had a lot of naysayers, it sounds like, in his life, his friends and his family, the people that probably would support him the most. Not saying they didn't support him, but it sounds like He had to kind of say, hey guys, I can do this. The point is that you can have a name that doesn't make any sense, meaning you can have even a general message. I help people lead a more fulfilling life, which is not specific at all. It's the most vague and general message you could have. But when you add a story behind it, just like When Pigs Fly, what it does is it makes sense of the name. It makes sense of your otherwise generic message. And you just being, instead of just being another coach in a sea of millions of other coaches, just like this is bread in a sea of other bread, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of other good breads out there. I'm sure there's bread that's even better than this, right? There's always something that's better. But what makes them stand out in a sea of otherwise bread is not only the name, but the story in the name. And what's going to make you stand out is not just a clever name. You don't need a clever name. That's not what I'm saying here. It's your story behind whatever you do. So you have the generic message. Great. You have the vague message. Oh, Jeff, it's hard to get more specific than that. Okay, what's your story? And how did that lead you into launching your seminar and coaching company? Just like this guy, Ron, what's his story? And how did that lead him into launching this bakery where he bakes freaking bread, you know? And you do coaching where no one really even knows the value of that until they experience it. But what's going to get their attention is your story. And that's my message for y'all today. Short, sweet, and simple. And that's what I want you to do is lead with your story. That's what's going to make you stand out in the marketplace and also make people care about you. Not only did I love this bread, but I like buying it more because I feel like I'm supporting someone. Not just like, oh, I'm supporting them because they have to survive, but I feel like I'm supporting their dream. I'm a part of their dream. So when I enjoy this, I know that I'm helping that person live their dream. And even though I am an entrepreneur, even though I have a soft spot in my heart for that as well, and I help entrepreneurs, etc., I know it's not just because I'm in that position. I would imagine you in that same position, or someone else for that matter, when they read that, it makes sense to them, and they feel a part of something bigger than just bread. And why does someone become loyal to a company or a brand like this? Is because there's a story and a message behind it. And that's why people become loyal to you and stick with you for years, is because you've got a story and a message behind it. And that's what I want you to do.